Bonfire literally began in a garage at my house here in Eagle. My partner Matt and I were roommates at the time, and he got a homebrew kit for his birthday.
I made a terrible beer that ended up tasting like cider, and I've wanted to brew beer for so long, this can't be how it ends. So I went out to Denver, got a more sophisticated kit, and the beer just started getting better, and then that's when Andy went on vacation, and I cut a hole in the back of the closet at his house, underneath the stairs. I put a refrigerator in there, ran some tap lines to the front wall, and built a little bar, and he came home and he was like, "That's awesome."
So I asked Matt if he could make $500 a month worth of beer for us to sell. He said, probably, but not 10 gallons at a time. I'd need a bigger system, I could build it, but I'd also need a bigger space. And 6 months later to the day, we opened the brewery at 2nd Street.
This is where we started, right here in this tap room. We built everything here by hand. Our idea has always been just about gathering the community around. We want everybody to feel like when they come here, they're sitting around a bonfire and having that great community feel. I design all of the cans. I have been a graphic designer for a number of years, and so when we started this business, it was a natural fit that would be my role here.
What we use is we use a blank can. We have a label machine, and the can comes down the line, sits underneath here, and it shoots a label from a roll. It's allowed us to be a lot more flexible. So now I can buy 6,000 labels on a roll for 6 different cans every season.
We have a 17.5 barrel brew house, 20 and 40 barrel fermenters, a canning line that allows us to do custom labels, big cold room that could fit 2 of our original brewing operations inside it. Just a lot of space to grow into, both vertically and floor space wise.
Pretty much every beer starts from grain. We've got a silo outside. The silo grain comes in through a system into our grain room where the grain gets crushed. And from there, it's delivered to the tank behind me. And that's where we mix the grain and the hot water. And then we have specialty grains that give it its color, give it its flavor. After it's done being soaked in the mash tun, it moves over to the 3rd vessel on the left, which is our boil kettle. From there, it goes into the middle tank. We call that a whirlpool tank. So then we go from there into a heat exchanger, all while it's being transferred into our fermenters. And so that's where the beer turns into alcohol. We add yeast to it. It takes about 5 days for the yeast to do its thing. Then we transfer that beer into these 2 tanks here, which we call them bright tanks, and that's where you brighten the beer. Then we can hook our hoses up to the bright beer tank. It's fully carbonated, and we can connect it to our canning line. So we package off of these tanks as well.
Ask for us at your favorite pub or liquor store. We're in a few places in Frisco and Breckenridge right now.
I think the best part is that we do this not only for ourselves, but for our friends and our families.
It seems like every day you're doing something different. And the reward is drinking beer. You just kind of get some satisfaction out of people really enjoying what you produce.